Hi, everybody. Welcome back to BZenTV. I'm your host, Britt, and today we are going to be talking all things Valentine's Day. That's right. This is an episode full of love. And first, we're going to start out by getting some outfit inspiration because when you look good, you feel good. So I have picked out some. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you guys some amazing outfits from Revolve and Forward that are just too cute for words. They are hitting all of the top trends, checking all the boxes. So we're going to look at those. Then I've also picked out some gifts for your friends, for the people you love, for yourself, because I think Valentine's Day and the month of love is really a time that reminds us about love in our lives, not just romantically. Then we're going to talk to Stephanie M. Casey from Dallas Love Bugs, and we are going to learn about how we can spread more love by advocating for our animal companions. And then, speaking of giving love and finding the perfect Valentine, we have some precious adoptable pets from Dallas Animal Services that we're going to be meeting. So, without further ado, let's get into this episode and spread some love. So let's discuss some trends to try out really for all of February, but especially if you're looking for that perfect Valentine's Day date night look. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very big on shopping online. I just love to have all of the options. Why not, right? Why not just have fun with your fashion? So I've chosen some items from Forward and Revolve that if you guys want to use that QR code on screen, you can go ahead and get those right now. So first we have the sugar and spice trend inspired by Sabrina Carpenter. This trend is really unique and it really pulls me in because it's all about super, super girly fun. Think Barbie, think embellishments. We're seeing a lot of hearts, roses, crystals, bows. It's like sugary, sweet saccharin. And I am obsessed with this. Next, we have the mob wives aesthetic that has just been blowing up everywhere lately. Oh my gosh, have you guys seen this? So, this is actually coinciding with the 25th anniversary of The Sopranos. This is also just taken over TikTok. Everyone is saying the clean girl aesthetic is out. It's all about mob wife winter. And I will say, I think that this look is really, really fun. And it's great for anybody who isn't really so into the sugar and spice. If you like to wear more black than pink, you're going to love this. Or maybe you want to do both. That's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so let's talk about it. How to get the mob wife aesthetic. So I've picked out some really awesome pieces here. Okay, classic mob wife aesthetic is really going to have a lot of black. There's going to be a lot of leather, lace, and then to top it all off, you're going to have gold and animal print mixed in there. Okay. So this is its own thing entirely. It's also very 80s. So the 80s, you're going to see a lot of like 80s styles in these looks that I've picked out. So it's a mix of mob wife and like mega 80s, which I think is fun. This is all about layering your gold jewelry, animal print. Like I said, do an oversized faux fur coat, some sunglasses. These are just some of like the main tenets. It's about being glamorous and maximalist. The pendulum has swung the other way from the clean girl aesthetic for sure. And then last but not least, I'm so excited about this. We have partnered with the Little Words Project. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, if you know me, you know that I love the Little Words Project. I wear Little Words Project bracelets every single day. I have the Be Happy, the 111, because you know this show airs at 111, angel number, and that has special significance to me. And then I also wear the Dream Big. And then I also wear the Dream Big. There it is, the Dream Big bracelet, because it reminds me to dream big, have an expansive mindset, and believe in miracles and the unexpected. So I have been wearing these for a really long time, and I also give these as gifts. So I reached out to them and I told them how much I love their brand and how much I wear their products and how I give them as gifts. And we've partnered with them now. So this is just one of those really fun partnerships that comes from true alignment. So shout out to them. And if you guys find any of the items that you would like to gift for yourself or to a friend, you can use our code BABRIT11 at checkout, and that's going to give you 15% off. So I love that. I'm so glad we can offer that to you guys. So here are the ones that I have chosen and what I would give for Valentine's gifts to different people in my life. So, and by the way, there are so many, so have fun going through their website. But here are the ones I've chosen. So the You Are Loved bracelet, I think that that would be so perfect along with the Ride or Die bracelet for a friend. Let your friend know how much you care about them, how you're there for them, because Valentine's can also be our friends. It's not just about a romantic date. So let your friends know that you love them. Let them know how much you care. It can really brighten someone's day and make a huge difference. This self love bracelet is great to have for yourself to remind yourself to be compassionate, loving towards yourself, to remind yourself of all the gifts and amazing qualities that you have, especially when single. It's important to remind yourself of how special you are until somebody else comes into your life. You've got to give yourself that love. So I love this bracelet for that. Also, it's made with rose quartz, which attracts love and loving vibrations. It's good for the heart chakra. Also, okay, I'm obsessed with this one. I think this is the one I might be giving my friends this year. This is the Candy Hearts bracelet, but you customize it. They do have a lot of customizable options, but I love this customizable option for Valentine's Day. And you can put whatever you want. You can put a nickname for your friend, you can put a positive message or a little reminder. It's so, so cute. Love those. Check out Little Words Project. Have so much fun just doing a deep dive. Like I said, you can customize things. It's a thoughtful gift. Like I said, something you can give for a special occasion or just any time of year when you think your friend might need a pick me up, or if you just want to gift yourself with a little positive reminder to help you stay in a happy mindset. It's good for that. Now we're going to talk to Stephanie M. Casey, the founder of Dallas Love Bugs, about how we can spread more love this time of year and really all year round by giving to our precious animal friends that need our help right here in the community. Let's learn about how we can spread love and just make their lives a little bit happier the way they do for us. We have Stephanie Casey here today, who is the founder of Dallas Love Bugs. And honestly, she's just a hero. So if you guys see her on the street, give her a high five. She is amazing. You're such a resource. Stephanie, we are honored to have your time today. Thank you for
Thank
being here.
you. Thank you so much for having me. Hero's pushing it a little bit, but thank you.
Oh, I don't think so. We're going to get into all of that today. And so Stephanie and I were talking a little bit before we started, recording. And truly, you guys, this is a topic that goes so deep. We are going to just get that tip of the iceberg today. We're going to talk about what's going on. We've all been seeing so many segments on TV and social media about animals and needing homes and euthanasia and just all of these really difficult topics. So Stephanie's here to provide some clarity, help us to understand what's going on and what we can do to really help make some change, because there's a lot to look at. So Stephanie, will you first tell everybody about what you do, how you're involved with Dallas Animal Services, just kind of the 411 on that?
Yeah. So I started with Dallas Animal Services because a friend educated me about kill versus no kill shelters. And I'd
Okay.
always sort of grown up saying we should support no kill. And then a friend educated me about what a municipal shelter is, how they're open intake. So they don't have the choice or the luxury to be no kill when they're at capacity and there's nowhere for the animals to go. That's when euthanasia happens, right? So when I
Mhm.
was ready to adopt a dog, shortly after that, I went to DAS, Dallas Animal Services, and I adopted my dog Sage. And a few months later, I wanted to give back. So I started volunteering. And then it just snowballed from there. I've been in media and communications my whole life and career. And so it was really clear to me that there was sort of a missing angle of connectivity and education missing. And so I started filling in those gaps with my content with Dallas Love Bug. So I feature dogs that I interact with at the shelter and then also have educational materials on my website and put out stuff that just lets people know how they can help and like let's keep it positive, we can
Yeah.
change this. So that's sort of my where I come from with all the work. And just as you get more involved, you are more involved and know more about what's going on. So I'm just really sort of aware. I'm developed relationships with shelter management. I'm on the Animal Advisory Commission for Dallas now, the city of Dallas. And so as you sort of make
Awesome.
these connections and just participate in a bigger way, you can really understand the bigger picture and how we can affect change.
I love that so much. And, I think that anybody who's watching this segment is watching because they have a love for dogs, cats,
Yes.
all animals. I mean, they're such beautiful beings and they bring so much to the world and deserve to have, a chance to live. And I think that these are the things that pull at our heartstrings. And that's where, when I first started learning about this, which was literally like a month ago. I'm new to this too, and I really want to learn. But I started noticing, a lot of the posts are very much about pull this dog or pull that dog. And that's what we did with our dog Archer. We did pull him from the euthanasia list at Dallas
Uh-huh.
Animal Services, which was a great choice. We absolutely love him. He's amazing. But what is your advice for that? For, and what does that look like when people are doing that from emotion?
It's sort of like when you drive by an accident on the road. It's hard
Yeah,
not to rubberneck and stop and look and then feel things
yeah,
and be reactive to that. And
right.
that's how it is when you see these urgent posts all the time. Every day in America, we're euthanizing healthy adoptable dogs and cats, but the dogs especially are much more urgent, in a different kind of way because
Right.
just the way that we've domesticated them and that they need us. And the United States euthanizes approximately 1 million dogs and cats a year. So this is not an isolated problem in the Dallas shelter or any shelter. It's more prevalent in the southern US because of culture, because of warm weather. So animals just breed more months of the year, right?
Interesting.
So there's all these combos. And people get really caught up in that. And it's almost I don't know, a savior complex or something. And so they're pulling a dog without really thinking it through. And the best thing that people can do is adopt a dog from a shelter, a rescue, a dog that's already in foster that's a match for their home, which means how much you exercise. If the dog is high energy because they're younger or an adolescent or a breed that is a working breed and needs a lot of exercise, do you have a yard? Do you have other pets? Are you a runner? Are you ready to walk that dog, a mile or two a day and meet its needs? Versus a more chill dog because you are more chill or you're not very active, and getting that match for your home. And every kennel or shelter or foster rescue space that's cleared gives all the dogs more time. So it's important to pick a dog that's going to be a match for you versus I just want to save that life. It's we can't save them all. So that's sort of a losing game. Like you can help that individual dog, but big picture, it's much more important to do everything in the space thoughtfully rather than from a place of reactivity and emotion.
Interesting. I love that. And I listened to a podcast that you were a guest on, which is on your link tree over at Dallas Lovebugs. And when you were talking about effective altruism, you were talking about like having a plan, having this like big picture plan. And then
Mhm.
in the meantime, or whatever, we do these smaller things to
Yep.
save every individual life because
Right.
that's important too. It's like, so we have
Yes.
to kind of be operating in two minds at once to
Yes,
really
that's right.
make a difference. So will you
Yes.
explain what's going on now, what you're seeing at
Mhm.
Dallas Animal Services, because that's where you're currently volunteering, even though this is something going on across our nation. And
Yes.
then will you talk about, what you see as like ways to create a bigger solution or what you think would
Mhm.
move the needle maybe
Yeah.
5, 10 years down the line?
Sure. So the metaphor I'll start with that I like to say is it's as if there's a giant dam with a ton of pinholes throughout, and every person that's fostering or adopting a homeless animal or a rescue that is pulling a specific amount of dogs that they can handle at a time. It's like you're putting fingers and toes, lifting up all your body parts to cover those pinholes. But the long term solution is we want less water on the other side, and then we want no water so that you don't have those little pinholes, right? So everyone's scrambling to save dog by dog, which again, like you're saying, you have to do both at once because those dogs are here. They need our help individually one by one, but we also need great effort behind the reason of why there's so many dogs in need, which is entirely overpopulation. And there's various reasons that we have an overpopulation. Obviously breeding is a huge one, and that can be another whole episode about that. I don't know quite what the solution is for that, but we've become obsessed with vanity breeds. So, people will want these breeds based on how they look versus that match for their home or because we're in a movie or because a celebrity has that dog. I don't know the solution to that because we don't want to say, oh, we don't want to have these lines of dogs existing anymore, but it's out of control. And so when a movie comes out like the Channing Tatum dog movie or Game of Thrones has huskies, we just see floods of those types of dogs showing up in the shelters. And so breeding is one of them. And then understanding that there's going to be an acclimation and decompression period when you bring any dog home and sort of learning a little bit about what that's going to mean before they come into the household, because bringing a dog in is going to change your life and for the better for most people. I mean, it really enriches your life. It's wonderful.
Yeah, can I just say I am someone who struggles with ADHD.
Yeah,
My dogs force me to stay on a schedule and they actually like help me to get more work
right.
done, be a better person,
That's
feel more
right.
fulfilled. So Yes, you have to grow, but like
Yeah,
growth can be
and, if
good.
you're depressed and wanna stay in bed, guess what? Your dog needs food and they need to go on a walk, so they're helping you with that.
Switch up.
There's so many ways that they enrich our lives.
So
Exercise,
many.
you're gonna get more exercise, you're gonna
Yeah,
get more fresh air, etcetera. You're probably gonna
right.
socialize more. So there's all these
It's
things that dogs do that are wonderful, but yeah, it's all based on that overpopulation situation. So, the other piece of that is spay and neuter. We have to embrace spay and neuter. Somehow we've gotten away from that, and there's a lot of misinformation out there that it's not good for a dog to spay and neuter them. But we just know from history that if you really go and look, like it's totally fine to spay and neuter your dogs. And also, we don't have a choice at this point. We have an overpopulation crisis that we
mhm.
cannot ignore. And stopping dog production is the only way we can combat that. So spay and neuter is essential. It needs to be embraced. It needs to be practiced. It needs to be the law of the land. It's the law in Dallas. Over 6 months, your dog has to be spayed or neutered unless you have a breeding license. So it's just how do you enforce that and get people to embrace that?
Hi, I'm Britt. Join me for my new weekly podcast where we use the stars to learn all about you, really. So, if you've ever wondered about your birth chart, how to dress on a date based on your Venus sign, yes, that's a thing. When Mercury's in retrograde and how it's going to affect your sign, we are going to cover all of those topics weekly so that you stay in the know. And then we're also going to have some fun looking at the headlines, what's going on with celebs. We're going to read tarot cards to get the truth behind the headlines. And we'll also be looking at celebrity birth charts. Join me on In the Cards and Stars wherever you listen to your podcasts. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube.
And you had asked earlier, sort of, where do people start? And I think that the place to start is to start learning about the different spaces where you can help with rescue or the shelter in volunteering or fostering, whatever the things are, and find something that's a good match for you with your skills that is not too taxing on your time and energy, and jump in where you can. And none of us can do this on our own. No single one of us, or even a big group, can solve this problem alone. Everybody has to unite in these efforts, and we just have to keep chipping away at it. But change is completely possible. We've seen it done. We can do it. And I believe it will happen.
I do too. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Beautiful, beautifully said. And it is like, I love that you also said, start where you can, start learning, start figuring it out. It's a process. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for all of this. This has been really informative and
Good.
also hopefully really energizing for people watching. Also, one last thing I did want to touch on
Yeah.
that I've noticed from your social media that you've talked about is that how effective it is when a dog is fostered, how they're so much more likely to get adopted. Will you tell us about that and how that kind of works for them?
I don't know the percentage off the top of my head, but I saw the people that do studies on this. It's something like 4,000% more likely. I mean, it's a huge jump. And that
Mhm.
is because they're out of the stressful environment. They're relaxed. They're going to be probably cleaner. And they're getting their true personality out. So, I mean, I recently pulled a dog named Rocky who was a great Pyrenees mix. And he was at the shelter for 2 weeks. He was in a very visible kennel. He was too scared to go on leash to the yard, but a sweet doll in his kennel. I brought him home for a foster, and I had 2 applications the next day, and he left barely over 48 hours after I pulled him, after sitting in the shelter for 2 weeks, and it was a perfect
Wow.
adoptive home for him. And the other thing is that because that shelter can be intimidating, that once they're in foster, people can put in an inquiry online without having to go to the shelter and feel overwhelmed by the volume or the just environment there. And so you're just that bridge between the shelter and their next home, with their adoptive family, that is so valuable. And even people can do short-term fostering opportunities. There's daycations at Dallas Animal Services where you can just take them out for a day on the town, which helps them relax. So even when they're back in their kennel, they're going to present better because they've gotten a little break, right, from the stress, and they got exercise and got out. And you never know, you might have an adopt me leash on them and be out with them somewhere, and someone will say, oh, what's up with that dog? And then you found their person for them out in the wild, right? So even one day out of the shelter helps their chances and their visibility. You're getting notes for them, you're getting photos and video that can be used to market them. So it's really helpful to get them out of those kennels for short or long term.
And this episode's actually our Valentine's episode, so, like, if you don't have a Valentine, if you're watching this, you're, like,
Yes.
feeling a little blue, nothing better than a dog that's chill, a little bit older. They will watch Netflix with you, they will be sweet, they
Yes.
will ride in the car with you.
Yes.
I mean, there you go.
I wanna say one more thing too, just about the positivity. Almost all the dogs in the shelters and rescues are not damaged. They're healthy adoptable dogs. They may have a little stress from being in a kennel for a while, but in general, they're just good dogs that are in between homes. And I think that that's what we need to change our focus to instead of this sort of sad, tragic scenario, which, overall, the situation is a bummer, but these dogs are not sad and tragic for the most part. They're just in between homes.
I love that you said that. Please tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, get more resources, continue learning.
Yep. Dallas Lovebugs across the internet and on all social media at Dallas Lovebugs, DallasLovebugs.com, et cetera, et cetera.
Amazing. All right, we'll put that all up on screen as well. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
Well, Stephanie is always so inspiring. I am so grateful that she took the time to come and share this with us. You guys can watch the full interview over on my YouTube channel at Brit Madrid is the YouTube channel name. You can actually watch a lot of content from this TV show and from my podcast over there. So check that out and get involved. Get involved in the conversation. I'm here to support you guys on that journey as well. And let's just see what we can do together to help these animals and just make the world a little bit of a better place. All right, now let's meet some precious adoptable dogs from Dallas Animal Services who I think would make just the perfect Valentines ever. Okay, first we have High Sea Orange. Oh my goodness. So, introducing High Sea Orange, a 1-year-old bundle of joy, ready to sprinkle your life with sweetness. This easygoing and well mannered pup is not just a dog, he is a love bug. And look at these pictures of him. Oh my goodness, that face. He is a love bug with perfect manners and a heart full of cuddles. High Sea Orange walks like a gentleman on a leash, potties promptly, and is a social butterfly, warming up to new friends with a wagging tail. His curious nature leads him to delightful sniffing adventures, and he absolutely adores being showered with affection. Whether you're a family, a couple, or an individual, High Sea Orange is eager to become your new best friend. Don't miss out on the chance to add this very sweet boy to your life. Apply for adoption and let the love and joy begin. So cute. Okay, next up. Oh my goodness, how precious is Jax? Okay, this is Jax. So meet Jax, the heart melting, gentle giant who's ready to become the love of your life. At just 1 year old, Jax is a talkative and affectionate soul, always expressing his joy with a wagging tail and a gentle whine when he craves your attention. This sweet pup walks like a dream on a leash, staying close and showing his love every step of the way. Jax is a dog friendly, playful, and active companion who adores staying by your side, making each moment together special. He's a devoted kiss giver, reminding you that he's all about the love. Jax's list of favorite things includes bones, tennis balls, and belly scratches, simple pleasures that bring him immense joy. With an easygoing nature and a heart full of sweetness, Jax is eager to find a home where he can share his love and bring endless joy. Adopt Jax and let the enchantment of his love filled companionship begin. Oh my gosh, what a precious pup. Oh my goodness, so cute. Okay, next up, we have Daisy. Oh, I can't wait for you guys to meet Daisy. Hello, I'm Daisy. I'm young and full of life. I like to play, explore, and learn new things. I'm smart too. I can already sit, stay, and fetch. I have a lot of energy and I'm always ready for an adventure. But don't worry, I also love to cuddle. I'm friendly with everyone I meet and I'm always up for making new friends. I'm a bit goofy sometimes, but that's just part of my charm. Daisy is 10 months old, partially potty trained. Oh, look at that face. Those cute little ears. I love it. Working on crate training currently, loves to chew on a good bone. She's a stuffed animal destroyer. I like that. Spayed and microchipped, heartworm negative, people and dog friendly. Hasn't met a cat yet. Enjoys a yard to run in. Has a slight limp, but it doesn't slow her down. She says, I'm ready to bring joy, laughter, and lots of love to a forever home. Adopt me and let's start our journey together. Oh my gosh, Daisy is so cute. They're all so cute. Okay, next we have Crystal. Wait till you guys meet Crystal. Oh my goodness, look at that face. Okay, introducing the amazing Crystal, a 4-year-old bundle of love with perfect spots and captivating baby blues. This sweet princess deserves a world filled with kisses, hugs, and endless belly rubs. Each spot on her holds a bit of love, and with so many spots, you're in for a delightful overload of cuteness. Crystal is ready to trade her shelter days for a life of royalty, complete with bows and tutus. Are you ready to open your heart and home to this lovable soul? Come meet Crystal today and witness the magic unfold. Your heart will thank you. I believe that. Look at Crystal's face. Just precious. I mean, they are all just the sweetest. These dogs have been handpicked by Dallas Animal Services, but there are so many sweet adoptable dogs available right now, not limited to these 5. Okay, last but not least, we have a real cutie here. Loch Ness. Okay. Now, Loch Ness is a gentle giant. So precious. Okay, here's what we have about Loch Ness. Oh my gosh, are you here to read more about little old me? Oh, where do I start? Well, I'm just a happy doggo trying to live my best life and match up with a new family. Dallas Animal Services is helping me. Isn't that cool? We're still getting to know each other, but I think we're going to find some great friends. I've let them know that I enjoy long walks on warm evenings, trying all kinds of new snacks. I've heard that Dallas is this exciting, dog friendly place for food enthusiasts. I'd love to check out a few patios someday with my new family. Does that sound like something you'd enjoy too? I sure hope so. Maybe you can come visit me at the shelter and we'll get to know each other better. So, if you guys would like to meet these precious dogs, you can go to bdallas90.org and you can click on get involved if you want to foster or volunteer. There are so many ways to get involved with these dogs. So, to adopt, email dasadopt@dallas.gov. To foster, email dasfoster@dallas.gov or go to bdallas90.org and you can access all of that. If you would like to take a dog out for a date, be sure that you email dasfoster@dallas.gov so that you can get set up in their foster system, which will make you eligible to do a doggy play date, which would be so much fun. Okay, you guys. Also, one last thing. When you do this, be sure that if you're wanting to adopt a particular dog that you saw here today, type in that A number that you see on the screen there, and that will help to identify the dog along with their name in that subject line. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of BZenTV. I just want to extend some love to you guys. Thank you for being viewers. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Just know that you are special, you are beautiful, and you are unique and deserving of love. Remember to love yourself and appreciate all of your special qualities because there's nobody else like you. All right, you guys, I will see you next month right here on WFAA, March 7th. For our next episode. That is the start of Women's History Month. So we've got some great interviews, some amazing topics, and I really am excited. So I'll see you guys then.